All right, Etsy sellers, this one's for you. We are headed into the busiest part of the year for print on demand. If you want to stop uploading shirts into saturated categories or start targeting seasonal niches with real buyer intent, you are going to want to see these. Today, I'm sharing you 10 low competition t-shirt niches that are perfect for Q3 and Q4. These are based on trends I'm already seeing with EverBee and made sure none of them have trademarks. Whether you're selling on Etsy, Amazon merch, or your own site, these niches are all easy to design and backed by data and ready to ride the seasonal wave. Let's jump into it. All right, so the first idea I came across was a first grade teacher dream team. Now, the first thing I'm thinking about when it comes to something like this, I'm thinking about, okay, so first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth, you know what I mean? You get the point. Like, just think about all the different grades right there. And then one thing that's catching my attention, you can see what they're doing here. They're leveraging like the teacher's name in here. So Miss Johnson, that's a really cool Miss Johnson Kindergarten Dream Team. Okay, so when it comes to something like that, I think it's a really good idea. And then obviously trying to make it your own, or say if you have your kids in kindergarten, right? And you make t-shirts and the teacher, you can reach out to the teacher like, hey, I make t-shirts. Can I make a special custom order for this class? And the next thing you know, is there any other teachers that you know that I can do this for? Next thing you know, you go from like a couple orders. Next you have over 5-6 orders because the other teachers are on it with you. Okay, so just keep that in mind when it comes to any of this and who you're targeting and who's the person buying. So if you have that type of pull and you're friends with the teachers, stuff like that, leverage, and then let's think about other stuff too you can do it here. Okay, so that you can even, maybe you can mix in like a principal or different stuff like that. As the principal, the front desk people. So there's several different ways that you can leverage this. And the first thing I'm thinking about is just first day of school. Okay, so just think about like different things for first day of school. And this is one way that you can leverage this right here. Come over here, first grade dream team teacher or shirt teacher. You can see, get the idea. And you're looking at using like the EverBee tool right here. You can just see like some of these month sales 9 views 5,000. You can see a conversion rate 3%, but they're starting to pick up a demand right here. Now when I get closer and closer to the actual first day of school, it's going to get bigger and bigger. Okay, so keep that in mind. There's going to be more demand, more people buying. See one right here, 58 sales. Okay, 14,000 views, conversion almost 10%. That's pretty good. Anything above 5 is pretty good. Okay, same thing over here. There's this different keyword. So the keyword up here you're going to see is first day teacher dream team. This one right here, first grade dream team shirt teacher. Now, depending on how the person's searching for or wherever they click on, if it auto completes and it shows, look at, here's this one. You know what I mean? So that's based off of that, the buyer's intent, right? So remember, this is a search engine platform like Amazon. Customers searching to find that product. And if you give the customer what they want when they're searching for it, that's how you make a sale. Now, the next one is going to be a fall Wildflowers shirt. Now, this right here it's popular. It's trending right now. And you're going to obviously see, look at this. Look at 347 sales, 103. Like, we know that this is popping off. 5. Look at all the sales. Look at the views on the listing. It's crazy right now. Okay, so there's a lot of demand inside of this niche. And if you've been following my research, I do a lot of research on Amazon. I leverage Etsy too. Then I leverage Redbubble and the Google search and Google Trends, all that stuff. I do a little bit of everything when it comes to the research. And I've noticed that this, like the floral type of design on a t-shirt, has been crushing it the last 3 months. And right now it's like at its peak. So something like this aesthetic, like flowers, stuff like that, going into say like Halloween, fall, anything like that, creating something like this, you're creating like a high percentage to make sales with. And we can see by looking at this that it's popping off. Okay, and the next thing, so like the different angles you can probably hit right here is just think about different flower names. Okay, a minimal hand drawn, like real, like you can see like this one right here. You can see like this design right here, get the idea of that, like the minimal type of style. Okay, so just different ideas. Think of different funny sayings, maybe grow with the season or autumn bloom, something like that. Just think of like cool sayings like that. Okay, and then you can even, if you do any type of political stuff, I've seen some stuff where they're doing like the floral stuff like this, very like minimal, but they're putting like political stuff in there. So if you're that person that likes to go after those type of trends and do stuff like that, by all means, it's a good idea. Next one's gonna be like fall, so fall camping shirt. But think of like cabins, stuff like that. Anything that's coming up, right? And especially in September, camping in September is like real big. So anything related like that. So think of leaf season, anything with a leaf tent. You can see the tents. We're getting different element ideas here. Seeing campfire, the marshmallow on the stick with the fire there. Let's go a little bit down. Let's see what else. Look at some blankets, bonfires and blankets. You can see like the marshmallow, and there goes that floral. aesthetic again right there too as well. So if you can mix something, think about that. Crossing those two in there, camping and like the flowers, anything like that, just different names. It can be a really good idea. This is a cool one. Look at this one. That's so cool. Look at the ghosts. They're roasting their marshmallows over the fire. That's pretty cool. So that'd be a good one for the Halloween theme, right? And you can see what they did here, custom camp your location, right? So customer comes in here and puts their camping information and boom. Pretty sure, what is that? It's on the PNG file right there. But I think it's a really good idea. I like that one a lot. That one's cool. Let's come down and see what else life's better. Yeah, no. Group hug. This is a cool one. I seen this one sell over and over. Cousin camp, cousins. So mixing family and camping would maybe a good idea. Now, like different angles, I think camping mode on, fireside and flannel, coffee, campfire, repeat, anything like that. Anything you think of something that's cool like that, you can make some type of sales over here. Then also just think about like different mugs, right? Coffee mugs. I think that will be working good. Any type of maybe like some certain type of like a metal mug or something like that for camping would be a good idea. All right, next one. So this is some bullshit shirt. So think of like cute ghosts doing like normal stuff, like normal people stuff, like an attitude. Like for example, the ghost with the attitude. You see him right here. He has an attitude, right? So with him having an attitude, this works really well. And this is like one of the top sellers I've seen on Amazon and Etsy for the last like year and a half, 2 years. And you can see that there's some momentum here. And with Halloween being like almost 3.5 months away, it's still making sales. Okay. One thing is think about like ghost reading, ghost cooking, doing yoga, holding pumpkins, anything like that. Just here for the booze, we've seen something like that when they're holding like the mug with the beer in it, just stuff like that. So just think about like different stuff, mixing in like doing hobbies. That would be a really good idea when it comes to this. Now, next one is working from home. So think of a fall, like a girl boss, right? Work from home humor, anything like that works really well. I am working from home or living at work. That's cool. So stuff like that, work from home employee of the month. That's cool. Funny humor sayings, anything like that, it works really great. Okay. Especially with women shopping on Etsy, like entrepreneur style, like it's big. Okay. When it comes to anything like that. Hot cocoa and maybe like a hustle, like pumpkin spice and product launches, something like anything like that you're mixing. So pumpkin spice big in Halloween time, and then product launches. CEO and sweatpants might be a good idea too as well. So think of stuff like that. Here, I'm getting these different ideas. I'm just reading them off the side over here on my computer because I think just anything like that, any of the ideas that I'm coming up with or finding, I'm just like, okay, this will be a good idea for this niche. This would be a good one. So just keep that in mind when I'm looking at this. It's just not coming off the top of my head. Sometimes they do because I could do that type of stuff, but for the most part, just think about different ideas like that. I'm just sharing it with you. Okay. You can see this one right here. For example, employee of the month, right? Work from home, 18 sales. Come down, we got 6. So just different ideas, different concepts work really good in this niche. Quick note, if you're wondering how I found all these, it's not just vibes. I've used EverBee to validate every single one for you. It shows you exactly what's trending on Etsy. Listings are getting views, sales, engagement, and even estimated monthly revenue. I'm looking at things like low reviews, high views, and that's what helps me spot opportunity without guessing. If you're designing for Q4, EverBee is basically your unfair advantage. There's a link in the description if you want to try it out. And yes, I do use it every single week. All right, so the next idea here is going to be Thanksgiving humor shirts. This is definitely like a moneymaker when it comes to anything, especially like one of this holiday right here. If you get a nice, funny, trending design idea on a shirt that everyone's wearing to a party for Thanksgiving, you can make a lot of money over here. I've done it before, okay? And I still do it because I have some really good t-shirts that make some really good money. By looking at this, look at this turkey. That's cool. That's a really cool one. Wine, turkey, family, WTF. Thanksgiving great again. Anything with political stuff right now, you can definitely do some magic over there. I'm just here for this mashed potatoes. Okay. I think anything when it comes to something like this, if you have an idea, you have a little bit of a sense of humor and you know how to use it with the t-shirt, like this would be a good idea. So if you literally just sit there for a couple minutes and you could probably think of some really good stuff right here. And I feel like this is still like one of the most underrated niches when it comes to any holiday because it's fun. There's just so much you can do. Cool turkeys, different types of food, funny sayings for family events. And you can see that there's a demand right now. Monthly sales, views. You can see that it's starting to rank in when it comes to any of the listings over here. Pretty much the whole front page over here has some pretty good sales and really good opportunity. And then also too, there's even opportunity here for different family, like a family event. So there's 9 shirts here. So if you can if you got the whole family buying 9 shirts at the dinner table, it could probably give some money right there. Angles too, like leftovers are my love language. Like people love leftovers for Thanksgiving. They'll eat them for a whole week. More gravy, less drama. fest mode activated. So just think of stuff like that, anything like that. Just a few ideas to throw out there. You can leverage ChatGPT to throw some ideas in there, and it'll pop out like tons of different ideas for you. You can never run out of ideas in this niche. All right, so next one is Christmas baking. So cookie crew shirts. Think of baking crew shirts, anything around any of that, okay? This is a very popular one, especially going into the Q4. If you find something right here that can make you a lot of money, it definitely can, okay? So it spikes. As soon as like late October, like it finishes, there's a big spike right here. And then going into November, people are baking for Thanksgiving, just the whole last of Q4. It does really good. Okay. People want to wear this. They're baking, they're cooking, gift giving season. It's just like there's so many different opportunities for people to buy here. Okay. I want you to think about that. Okay. Especially early December, it's like at its peak. And then think of so family orientated, anything group buy friendly, like stuff like this. There's a ton here. So if you look on the screen here, look at, let's say ice. Obviously, you got to make sure that you're double checking for trademarks and copyrights because you're seeing certain things in here. Ice Ice Baby. That's obviously the name of the song, but they're relating it to gingerbread. They see me rolling and they hate it. That's a good one too. Anything, so look at cookie baking crew. You see what they did there? It's a good idea, right? Undisputed cookie cutter, stuff like this. Like any of this stuff that you're seeing right here, it works really good. All right, next one will be the cozy season. So think of a neutral holiday aesthetic. Anything like this, like non-religious. So like just more of a seasonal type of vibe when we're looking at this. When I see stuff like this, it's more like colors, like different things, like this one here, pumpkins and trucks, football, anything related. Look at fall, my favorite. All right, I can see I can barely read that, but something like this, like anything that's like non-controversial, simple, easy on the mind type of idea, I think will work really good, as you can see. And then going into, and then you mixing in those fall colors or anything like autumn colors, fall colors, what else? Halloween, Christmas, anything, those type of colors, and just keeping it real simple will be a really good idea over here. Okay. And it's looking at the different elements of how it can, help you come up with different ideas. So pumpkins, football, leaves, stuff like that. Anything kind of more like in the festive, hot chocolate, coffee, anything like that will work really good. Now, the next funny Christmas party shirt. So think of like anything for funny Christmas, like parties, anything like that, like ugly sweater parties, anything that's funny that can grab people's attention. It's working. Can be working really good. Working over the holidays. Yes, off and on. This cool. Big Nick energy. We knew that this one out here, that Big Nick energy was a big one last year. Created like several different designs around that idea and came up with so cool. This is a cool one, little pocket design. That's a cool one. Oh, and way to do it like so, right? Let's say if you're not doing, you have access to something like this and you can create something like this. That's a really good idea. Okay. To create less competition for yourself. I think it works really good. Now, just think about like party events, anything like that. And I'll do like different angles around it. I wrapped it myself. You're welcome. Gives a first social battery later. Queen of the Secret Santa. Okay, that was a good one. I came across that one. I thought that would be a really good idea. So just think of like different stuff like that and try to be unique, try to be different. There's a ton of competition right here for Christmas, but if you get ahead of it and you think of something really good, you can possibly start to rank on that front page sooner than you expect. Next was New Year's Eve anti-party shirt. Basically, just think about like different ideas. So like introverts, couple staying in, mock. So people that are staying in, they don't want to be around people or a party, or they don't drink, or they stuff like that. So sober, like for example, one idea, sober is still fun. Wake me in 2025. Thinking when it comes to anything like that, wake me up tomorrow. Or wake me up next year, stuff like that. Little funny sayings like that will work really good. But I want you to pay attention to the different, like the colors. So the gold, white, black, anything like that, the aesthetic like that, the color palettes, it will be like more of the ideal when it comes to something like this. I really didn't see too much going on over here. You had to scroll down a bit, so it gives you an idea. You got some Disney crazy stuff going on here. Here we go, right here. There's a little bit more. Feeling the 50th birthday crew. Seems all over the place when you search for this keyword. There's a lot of stuff popping up over here, but just think about that. People that do not like to celebrate New Year's Day, they'd rather stay home and just chill and watch a movie. Good idea. So think of like stuff that people are doing not for, like they want to just stay home and have a dinner and watch a movie and that's it, right? They don't want to watch the ball drop, or they don't want to go party out in the street with people. They want to go out to the bar and they don't want to do none of that. They want to just stay in, right? So think of stuff like that. All right. So that's this week's Etsy niche drop. Which of these are you jumping into first? Let me know in the comments or tell me if there's a niche you want me to look into next. Don't forget to like and subscribe with notification bells on. And if you plan on using EverBee, my link's going to be down below in the description. I think it's a very important tool, especially going into Q4, if you want to do some really good niche research on your end. And I do weekly niche research on my channel as well. And if you want more low competition niche ideas like this, watch this video right here next. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.